Hello everybody. So how are you? In this class, we are just about to talking what we are just getting in his class, in his complete course, the complete big massive course of the web developer masterclass. So basically, first of all, we're just starting from the very basic, like the introduction of the front end development and the back end development. Okay. So then we'll be talking about the web hosting. That what is the web hosting? Setting up the web hosting, like uploading the files to the web hoster, any kind of web host, and how we can use them and how we can just make our projects live. Then we'll just talking about the about the basic basic notations, like what is a notepad, downloading and using the notepad plus plus, and downloading and using the Sublime text editor, some kind of different text editor here, like the simple notepad, the notepad plus plus, and the Sublime. Then we're just talking about the HTML and the CSS from beginner to advanced. Okay, the complete HTML and the CSS content in its complete section. The section one is actually, so not actually the section one, but practically we're just starting work from this section. Okay, so exactly, we're just talking about the very basic things from the beginner level. So first of all, we're just talking about the introduction to HTML and CSS, and then the tagging. The tagging means the very basic element of the HTML, where we just can actually we just start the coding inside the HTML, which is actually called the rendering. Okay, then different kind of HTML elements like images, putting the images, the tables, the frames, the iframes, and then we'll just talking about the introduction to CSS, then the CSS, different kind of elements of the CSS. Then we are just coming to the HTML5 and the CSS3, including we're just making a big project, not a very big project, but actually a project here. Okay, then we're just talking about the HTML5 and CSS3 at once. You can see that the multimedia elements, the new elements of the HTML5 and the CSS3 elements, a lot of CSS3 elements here. Then we're just talking about the bootstrap, how the bootstrap works, and bootstrap elements like the tabs and pills, list groups, alerts, etc. You will just learn and understand these things later on when you just work on it. Okay, bootstrap is actually the front end development project, or front end development framework, okay, which based on the JavaScript and the HTML and the CSS. You can just use the bootstrap instead of applying the CSS and the JavaScript easily. Then you know that bootstrap is just about to be the front end development, and bootstrap is specifically targeting the style sheets or the web designing. So if you just want to work specifically on the JavaScript, so we have the JavaScript too here. You can see that it's the very first programming language in our course. We are just talking about it, and it's very powerful. We are just talking about the fundamentals of the JavaScript, like the switch statement, the for loops, the if else, the arithmetic operators, and the introduction to JavaScript exactly, and then the functions, the arrays, and the JavaScript section summary. The summary means very simple. Basically, here we are just talking about, as I said, that the fundamentals of the JavaScript, because later on in the same course we were just talking about many things in many frameworks based on the JavaScript, like the Node.js and etc. The jQuery too. jQuery is based in JavaScript, which actually helps us to understand JavaScript more easy, or work on a JavaScript in a more easier way. Okay, for example, you have to code 20 line of codes of JavaScript to do anything you can do in a single line code of jQuery. You will just understand this. It's the library of JavaScript. Then we're just talking about the PHP and MySQL, where we're just starting to learn the very first programming, server-side programming language, actually, which actually works on server. It's the best language. The PHP is the best language to bring data from the database. We are just using the MySQL as a database of our course for now, and you can see that it has the same elements like the switch statement, the if and else, the comparison and logical operators, etc., the static keywords, and the printing arrays topic, the include and require, and then the MySQL. These are the MySQL elements. So then you can see that the PHP myadmin, the database, and the table, the database connection, and these are all the MySQL elements. Now we're just talking about the command, the project, the big project, the creating single item. From where here we're just starting the big project, and it has a lot of files, and then you will understand that how it works. Then the WordPress, we were just talking about the WordPress too, which is actually the CMS system, where you just need to, you can see that you just need to add the theme. You just need to work on a theme without any specific coding. If you just want to code, you can do, but here it's not necessary or required. It's based on PHP. Then the Ajax is what? Ajax is basically helps us to download download or upload, or actually you can say to work on any file, change any file, the content of the file without refreshing. This technology made by Google, or any specifically the Gmail team, the Gmail developer team to just get the emails or provide the emails to the users without refreshing the web page. You know that you just can get the emails without refreshing the web page suddenly when anyone sends the email, so you get the emails without refreshing. Same technique the Facebook is using for now, the Ajax techniques. Then the Node.js is actually another thing you will just talk about later on. Basically it depends on the JavaScript and what it is. It actually has a lot of specific techniques. You can make complete website using the Node.js. We're just talking about the fundamentals of the Node.js in this class, so you just can understand what the Node.js and how it works. Then the AngularJS. What is the AngularJS? It is actually another framework which actually helps us to do many things. Basically, it just helps us to do the same things which Ajax can do. Also, it helps us to make our page dynamic by the front end very easily. Then the emit. What is the emit? Actually, when you're just coding, then how the emit helps us, the emit is actually the shortcut way to code the HTML and the CSS. We'll just talk about later about the emit too. Then the HTML canvas. Which is the HTML canvas? Actually, it is actually the JavaScript element, but now it's the standard. By working on the canvas, you just can make uh, the lines. You can see that the lines, the circles, the images, the curves, the different kind of curves like the quadratic curve, the bezier curves. You can also create the paths. It's basically the complete canvas where you can design anything using the JavaScript technique. But again, it's the HTML5's element, or you can say the JavaScript element is now became the standard of the HTML5 by the canvas tag. So this is the whole of our course, and you will learn a lot of things when you just enter in this course. So guys, just goodbye, and we'll just meet in a course.